So it's going to be the two tallest to the back. Two tallest. Yeah, good. So if you get to the side, so about separation anyway.
Thank you, gents.
I'll just slide in there.
Well, many of you by now may know that my name's Paul, and once again it falls to me with a very sad and yet very privileged responsibility to represent your lovely family and lead you through this time as we now meet together once more to remember, pay our tributes to, and look back with huge fondness and with much love on the life of a man who was known by his full birth name of Kenneth to his family, and of course as Ken to others. And on the very brief occasions when I've met and spoken with Ken over the last couple of years, as we've said our farewells to all the members of your family, what really struck me about him was that he came across as a very quiet and an unassuming man. And as I've got to know about him just that little bit more over these last couple of weeks, he was indeed just that. Ken was a very quiet and unassuming man who never shouted about his life's achievements from the rooftops, and we'll illustrate that side of his character in a little more detail in a few minutes as we honour him in this place. So once again, on behalf of the Birchall family, I'd like to thank you all for coming along this afternoon and for once more supporting them as they yet again go through that indescribable pain of losing another loved one. We are, of course, in very strange times with what's going on in the world at this moment, and the current restrictions which have been imposed on all of us for over a year now means that we're having to do things so very differently to how any of us would want. And that just makes your presence and public show of love all the more important. And I know that this family really do appreciate you all for that. And that's encouraging for all of us. And those restrictions have prevented you from being able to get together immediately after our time in this chapel, and have therefore denied you the opportunity to continue to share in your own really special memories and stories of this man's life. But I just want to encourage you all that that time is coming very soon, when you will all be able to do that. And I, for one, will be joining you to raise a glass in Ken's honour, and indeed all your family members who you have lost, as soon as Boris says we can. But in the meantime, if you feel that you would like to give a donation by which to remember Ken's life, then all your gifts will go towards the charity of the Armed Forces, SAPA, which stands for the Soldiers, Sailors, Airmen and Families Association, and or the Macmillan Cancer Care. So again, there will be a box in the foyer area which you can place your gift once you've left this chapel, or alternatively you can hand your donation to one of Paul Pender's gentlemen. So again, it really was a privilege for me when I met with Ken's wife Elaine and their children Sadie and Jack, who were met with just a few evenings ago, along with Ken's sister Karen and brothers David, Sean and Alan, and of course Anthony, who joined us from Ireland thanks to the wonders of FaceTime. And also with us was Sadie's partner Leon. And Kev, we know that you're here with us now, and you're very much with us in spirit. And I know just how important your family is to you all. And on that very note, I just have to quote directly from Kenneth himself, from the time when he said to his brother, "Hey Sean, Karen reckons she's got 6 brothers." And with that puzzled look, he added, "How come I've only got 5? So as we prepared for today, and sharing just a few of those treasured memories from his life. There are many more similar pearlers which he came out with and which we'll share in just a moment. So once again, thank you for allowing me into your home and for making me feel so welcome again. I really do feel that I've sort of been adopted by the Virgil clan. And I'm always incredibly humbled when family members express that desire to stand up and speak in honour of their loved ones. I don't have to tell you just what a difficult and brave thing that is to do. And in a few minutes, I'll be inviting Sadie and Ken's grandson, Ronnie, to come up to where I now stand and where they'll be doing just that. Now, there's no denying that is a big thing to take on. So I want you both to know, particularly you, Ronnie, that every single one of us is 100% with you. And all of us are massively proud of you both for doing this for your dad and granddad. And as a little precursor to them coming to do that, I too will be sharing you just a little snapshot from Ken's life, which will hopefully give us just a little flavour of just what an influential and indeed inspirational man he was. So thank you all once again for trusting me to do this for you, and indeed Ken. But before we do any of that, could I just respectfully ask, please, that you either switch off your mobile phone, or at the very least, if you could just knock it onto silence, please. As you just know, it's bound to go off at some point during our time together. Although if you feel that it helps you by recording in some way what's happening today, then please do feel free to do that, and also to move around in order to facilitate that too, as it's important that we get through this service any way we can. So thank you for your cooperation with that. So as we prepare to give our thanks for the life of this great man, by way of introduction, we're going to listen to this great song from the folk rock band, the Waterboys. And although you may be familiar with the lyrics to this song, how long